Life in America back in the day could not have been too easy. Imagine living as an immigrant coming from a foreign country with difficulties in parnasa, with keeping Shabbos, with kashrus. Everything's a challenge, everything's difficult. And here you are trying to be a frum Yid, and the challenges are immense and incredible. But Moshe Feinstein used to say, one of the main reasons why he thinks Yidden fried out, why we lost so many in that age, was because the parents found it so difficult to be Jewish. They used to say, "Oi, si schwer zu sein a Yid." It's difficult, it's partially difficult to be a Jew. And what happened to the children is the children suddenly realized that, hey, it's difficult to be a Jew. So why would I want to be a Jew in a situation which is tough? Fast forward, and you get to where we are today, and you see that there's still many challenges, there's still plenty of difficulties out there. What do you do? How do you take a child, raise a child when he has so many distractions, when he has everything at his fingertips, technology like never before? How do you compete? How do you raise a generation which is going to be inspired into Yiddishkeit?
How is a Rebbe sitting in a 3rd or 4th or 5th grade classroom supposed to compete with a video with Uncle Moshe, even with a marching band behind him? If I had to think what chinuch is lacking, it may be just a little bit of spontaneity. I think we send our children to yeshivas every single day, and they learn, and sometimes we fight with them that they should go, and sometimes they go willingly, but ultimately they're forced to go. They're not going because they want to go. We sent our son Baruch Yehuda to the Mayan Yisroel youth program this year for the first time. As every parent, we were looking for something to give our son and our children outside of yeshiva. This year, I believe the focus was the Lamates Malachas, which is not a topic that's covered regularly in most chinuch programs in most of our yeshivas. I know that he would tell me about it, and I'm maybe a little bit ashamed, but he would mention this malacha and which one comes first, and I'm like, yeah, for sure, but I wasn't always right, because he seems to know the Lamates Malachas better than I do, because I didn't have such a program when I was a child.
When I make a program, I think, how could I develop within a child a fun for learning? I think about which game the child can, in an interactive way, develop a fun way for learning.
We learned that you're not allowed to plant stuff, so you're not allowed to pour water on the ground, so maybe stuff would grow. We learned how to bake challah.
My goal with these workshops that we're developing, and in general in Mayan Yisroel youth, is to make a situation where children can actually connect to things that they're learning, to develop a real geschmack for Torah.
We wanted to show how in the Beis HaMikdash they made wine and grape juice. So we squashed like they did in the Beis HaMikdash. They stepped on the grapes, and then it turned into grape juice.
I come here because, well, one time my mother told me about it, so I'm like, okay, I'll try it out. So I came, and from then on, I liked it. I liked the games that we had that week.
I feel the community feel of Mayan Yisroel Youth is the reason why my daughter enjoys coming here. The Mayan Youth program, the kids come, they get to know each other, they get to learn things, and I think there isn't many places here in Brooklyn where there is a community feel where the kids can feel welcome to come on a Sunday afternoon.
I like Mayan Yisroel a lot better than school.
From year to year, each event that Mayan Yisroel puts out, whether it's the Simchas Beis Sheva, whether it's the Lag BaOmer event, it keeps building on the previous year. It becomes more exciting, more fresh.
There's always this community feel and always welcome feel.
Mayan Yisroel, every Yom Tif, from Pesach to distributing the matzahs to non-from people, to the Lag BaOmer event, to the Simchas Beis Sheva in the street in front of the shul. There's always something going on. There's always some excitement. Everybody's involved. The entire family is part of it, and it's something which is a part of your Yiddish life. Everybody always has a good time.
I was at Mayan Yisroel's Lag BaOmer event that they had this past Lag BaOmer, and I came with my whole family and my children, and when I came, I could not believe how many people were there. But there are so many people in the community that feel that they're a part of the community because of some of the things that Mayan Yisroel does, that there were literally hundreds and hundreds of people in attendance at the Lag BaOmer event, and just standing around by the bonfire, singing, and it was such a beautiful event. My children loved it.
I was inspired by the video last year, just the various people that go to the shiurim every single day, how it's helped them work through their problems, how it's helped them to think beyond what conventional thinking normally is. After they leave the shiurim, they're able to think about these things, to meditate on what they've learned in the shiurim as far as what their functionality is in life, how it's not just what we see on the outside, this veil basically of going through everyday life, but how you have to think how Yiddishkeit is intertwined with every single thing that you do.
To experience the shiurim about Chassidus, you just have to come in for one shiur and listen to what goes on, the give and take of between the Rav and everyone attending, and you'll just see how exciting it is and how much it just sparks your Yiddishkeit, and it makes it more exciting and enjoyable. And
I would recommend Rabbi Vigler's Chassidus shiur. It's inspiring. It makes you think. It changes your day when you attend that shiur in the morning.
Chassidus helps you resolve things that happen every single day in your life, how to incorporate the things that you learn in there into your life, to figure out that the problems that you have are not necessarily really problems, to look beyond that, and to work on yourself every single day. And that's what the Chassidus shiurim give me every week.
We have a brochure we put out, it's called Think Chassidus. We sit and mamish invest time and effort into this brochure, trying to analyze exactly what is it that's on the minds of people. We take real life concepts and we're trying to, through imagery and through description and mishalim, bring it down so that we, living in the 21st century, relate to Torah. Torah has to become an emissary reality in our lives. The philosophy of Mayan Yisroel is based on Chassidus. The Baal Shem Tov and his Talmidim, the Baal HaTanya and his Chaverim, is based on how to make Yiddishkeit real to ourselves, that it's something which we are passionate and connected to.
I think Chassidus takes a topic that's relevant to the day, whether it's Pesach, whether it's Purim, and then takes that and applies it to everyday life. When you finish reading a vart that's in Think Chassidus, it again encourages you to think about it and apply it to what you're doing every day. When it has an everyday application, you're able to feel it much more than if you read a Dvar Torah on the Parsha without an everyday application.
A frum Yid has to be able to be a leader. If you're frum and you know something, it has to draw from you. What do you mean? You meet a non-frum Yid, you have to feel. It helps you when you can give that Jew, you're empowered to give that Jew a box of matzah, to give and put on tefillin on him, to do something special with the other Jew.
I was traveling to Memphis, Tennessee, sitting on an aisle seat, and the steward that was walking back and forth his tag had a Jewish name on it. So I struck a conversation, and it turns out, of course, he's Jewish. He said he's not really Jewish, but believes his mother was Jewish. And we exchanged information, and when I got home, I told the rabbi the story. We sent them over a full matzah package immediately, and the thank you card that I got in the mail a few weeks ago, I think says it all. The thank you card was, how he took this matzah box home to his family, and they all went on the internet to see about Passover, and they discussed, how the whole history about the Jews and that they're part of this history. And we have a nice relationship until today. I like to send them out a package, every Yom Tif, every time we do something.
Since I started going to the shiurim about a year and a half ago, I think that it's done a tremendous amount for me.
I think that Mayan Yisroel is so needed because it connects us to our Yiddishkeit through love and through all the real reasons.
Every workshop has a goal to make the Torah and the mitzvah real. If you want to teach Safrus, so you have to have a child see a Sefer Torah, see the actual objects in front of him, and thereby connect to them. If you see it, seeing is experiencing.
Here at Mayan Yisroel Youth, we also like to instill from within every child the Yisodis and Yiddishkeit. And in general, the overall perspective of what we're trying to do is actually bring out the neshama in every single child, and how he possesses from within him a love for Torah, a love for Yiddishkeit. And it's a real thing. It's not something that he just reads about, but it's something that he's actually able to live. And the way we do that is by actually giving them hands-on learning.
It has to be a oisi gut, oisi gishmak. It's beautiful to sein a Yid. And the question is, what are we going to do to instill in ourselves, in our children, the beauty, the love, the connection to Yiddishkeit? Over the past few years of Mayan Yisroel, we've Baruch Hashem experienced tremendous growth. And we are so thankful to the community, to everybody, for helping us to. Our pledge is to invest heart and soul in everything we do. Every moment we try to figure out what can we do to enhance the lives of ourselves, of men, women and children in the community in every way possible. All we can ask is that we hope that each and every person gets involved. We need help. The Gufam, we need Flatbush as an Ir Ve'em B'Yisrael. It's an amazing place. And we are honored to be able to serve in such a community. And that that we should merit to be able to infuse ourselves and others with godliness, that it should penetrate our beings, that it should become real and authentic in ourselves, in our children, that we should be able to transmit it to the next generation.